Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a great week so far. A couple days left till the weekend here, and figured I would go through some of my recent mail and happenings that have been going on in my A-Rod collection. It's been a pretty monumental couple of weeks here. I've done all sorts of things with organizing my collection that I will go through in the podcast a little bit and touch on in a later video in case any of you want to go down the route that I did with my database that I built. Alan, my buddy Alan, and I have had a really good time going through it and talking about it. So I've also really gotten some epic mail. I mean, really just collection making mail that just really is added to what I already have and cards that I've been chasing for a while. And this video is going to be centered around the community more than anything else, because I've gotten some really nice mail sent in from some buddies who just sent them to me without even asking me for any money, which is always really nice to get care packages. And I've been able to complete a couple of sets here that I've been looking for as far as like runs of parallels and stuff. And so yeah, let's kind of hop into it. The first mail day I want to talk about is from my buddy Rhys Pate, who is a big Barry Bonds collector. But he went to an LCS, and I was in the middle of a staff meeting, and he goes, "Hey, I'm going to send you a bunch of pictures. Tell me what you like out of these." And it's kind of funny because he's a teacher as well, so we got a kick out of that. But he was going through some boxes and found these cards that I didn't have, so I'll go through these real quick. This is 1995 Collector's Choice Silver Signature. I already had the gold, but I'm really happy to pick up the silver to go with that. Thank you, Rhys, for that one. I really like this one. This is from 97 Metal Universe. This is the magnetic field. I mean, these cards look really good in the light. Love it. It's an example of an insert that you just can't believe is easier to find. This is from, I believe, 1998 Flair Ultra, Double Trouble. King Griffey Jr. and A-Rod on the same card. Can't go wrong with that. That's sweet swing and A-Rod playing defense, so I like what they did there with that. Kind of weird how they lowercase the names, but that's the teacher in me talking there. This is from Crown Royale, 1998. And honestly, this doesn't even have the insert name on the front of it. Oh, Pillars of the Game, right. I think these are 3 per box, 2 per box. Like the foil on it, though. Looks great. Next is a parallel from 2000 Crown Royal, which is the red parallel. I believe these were retail only. Pacific like to do that, with red being the color of the retail foil or print on some of the cards. And this one is, I'm sure everybody recognizes this insert. This is from I believe it's 98 Paramount. And I always get the name of this insert messed up. Special Delivery, yep. There you go. And man, was this thing tough to put in a new top loader. Yeah, man, who wore a new penny sleeve? And there was foil coming out all over the place. As you can see, it gets caught on all these edges trying to get the card in. So that will not be coming out anytime soon, but I really love the look of this card. I think a lot of us agree. As for a lower insert, that is great. I got another care package from Joe LaGreca from our 90s group. He's a big-time Griffey collector and really does a good job of finding oddball cards and kind of bringing light to them. I remember that gold rush from 95 score with the Pinnacle hole punch in that he turned me towards that card, which I had no clue about. But he sent me a couple. I already had this 99 Revolution red, but this one is in much better condition than the one that I have. I'm going to set this aside for later, as you'll see why. And then he sent me a really cool card. Now, this Flair was the first base card that I ever got from Flair, of A-Rod, back when I was a kid. But he pulled it out of 98 Flair Showcase, and it has no foil on it. You can barely see it right there. You can see Alex Rodriguez right there in the bottom. You can't really see Flair Showcase, kind of right there you can see Flair Showcase, but kind of neat. I've never really seen a printing error like this, and it's really kind of awesome because you can see his jersey a little bit better and the Mariners logo down here. So everything looks great on the back, obviously, because there's no foil or anything, but super unique card. I really appreciate it, Joe. Thanks for sending this to me. Awesome. All right, and just to go through a few mail days that I've gotten, some single card mail days that I've gotten here. Let's start with this one right here from 99 Finest. This is the Team Finest Gold. This is serial numbered out of 250. Back, there we go. So yeah, really haven't picked up any Team Finest yet. I've been on a couple red refractors that I haven't won, but great to start somewhere with them. Picked up from 1995 Pinnacle, the Swingman Artist Proof. So it came with the base that I didn't have and an extra copy of the museum, which will be in our 250 subscribers giveaway, if and when we get there. And from 2001 Pacific, there are 3 limited edition parallels or LTD parallels. This is the retail parallel. You can see it says right there, kind of in foil, retail. And this is out of 85. So there's a limited parallel that is out of, or excuse me, an extreme LTD out of 45. And there is a hobby parallel, which I believe is out of 65. So just some more cards to chase down. And then this is my first card ever from Pinnacle Aficionado from 96. This is the Artist Proof. It's my first base card, I'm sorry, so I haven't seen the base, but here's the Artist Proof. And these cards really stand out. A bit thicker of stock. They only did it this one year. I think a lot of 90s collectors know about the first pitch preview that this card does not come in because, as you can see, it's numbered 136 and it was only the first 100 cards for some ridiculous reason. But anyways, there is that. And I didn't want to show off since I finished, or I was actually able to finish my Revolution Rainbow because I was in a group break that Brant Spriggs does, and even though I didn't hit anything big, I did hit a few base cards, including this Revolution base, which I have not been able to pull out of a box that we broke when we were at the National. So I was pretty stoked about being able to find this. I'm gonna stick this right over here. I'm gonna hold this up. Yep. Show you all of the runs. So we've got the red parallel here. We've got the Shadow Series out of 99. And we've got the premiere date. Now, obviously, looking right now, these look exactly the same, right? But then you zoom in and you kind of tilt it and you can see it says premiere date right there and it's embossed. I love that. Love that about that card. The Shadow Series is the same way. So here they are. Here's the rainbow. And I'm really stoked to have that. So I was actually surprised that this card was in there. I'd watched the break and did not see the box of Revolution get opened up other than which is funny, they pulled the Joe McEwing Shadow Series and we had pulled the Joe McEwing premiere date from a box. So the last 2 mail days I will show you. This is a lot tougher of a card than I realized. This is from 1997 Score. This is from the Reserve collection, and this is the Going Yard Reserve. And I'm still kind of confused on how rare these are because they got thrown in a lot of dollar boxes back in the day. But I believe they're 1 per box, these Reserve collection parallels, and with the foil on it like this. So these actually sell pretty well. I had lost out on one a little while ago, and another community shout out. My fellow A-Rod collector and friend Kyle sent me a message, said, "Hey man, are you looking for this card?" I said, "Yep, absolutely, thank you." And one thing that's great about this community is when there's cards that are out there, kind of help each other find them. And I knew he was after a certain card that I stayed away from, and I'm really excited to see him post that in a video coming up soon. So thanks again, Kyle. Appreciate it, man. And then probably the most epic mail day is this one, and this card's gonna look great in the light here. Already tested it out. When I made my top 10 most wanted list over 2 years ago, this card had been on here for years, and I had a chance to buy it from Brant, who is pretty much responsible for a quarter of my really rare A-Rods or more. But he had a graded PSA 10, and I don't like graded cards necessarily unless they're maybe rookie cards, and so I passed on it, and my buddy Kyle owns it. But there's a fellow A-Rod collector by the name of Jeremy who, at first, he didn't want to sell this card to me, and then he said, "You know what? I know that you're going to appreciate it even more than me," which is big coming from a guy who collects A-Rod only on the Mariners. So we came to an agreement, and he sold me the early road to the Hall refractor, and my goodness, I mean, you can't ask for anything better. I mean, I was having trouble taking a really good picture of this card, but as you can see, the shine is just perfect on this card. I love 99 Topps Chrome. It is numbered out of 100. So Jeremy, thank you so much, dude. This card is awesome. And I'm going to end the video by putting it next to probably my all-time favorite refractor that I own, which is from 1999 Topps Chrome as well. And it is the Fortune 15 refractor. So there you go. Finally got the pair together, and I'm super stoked about it. So thank you so much for checking this video out. Like I said, this community is awesome. It's what makes collecting the 90s especially a very unique and wonderful experience, because of the ability to connect with community members. And we've done the podcast now. We're about to do episode 12, which is coming up Friday night. So look out for that. We got a really, I don't want to give it away, because then people are gonna kind of start thinking about what it's gonna have in it. But we've got a really, really interesting topic, and that stemmed from me databasing my entire A-Rod collection. And so I'm going to post a video about that Saturday morning after the podcast records. So I hope you'll check both of those out, especially the podcast. It's going to be me, Greg, and Alan, and we're working on a possible fourth guest. So stay tuned for that. I hope everybody has a great rest of their week, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.